Hey everybody, travel facts overload here. You know, one of the most exciting and terrifying things about life is the possibility of a fresh start, picking up and moving, starting a new adventure in a brand new place. But as with all things, it's important to go in with your eyes wide open. There are some states in our fine union that might sound appealing at first, but have some serious drawbacks you really need to consider. And that's what we're talking about today. We're diving deep into the data, the trends, and the real-life experiences to bring you the top 20 states you might end up regretting moving to in 2025. I know. Negative much? But hey, nobody ever made a good decision based on incomplete information. So strap in, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos, and let's get informed. California. Land of Hollywood dreams, tech innovation, and crushing cost of living. Seriously, folks, the cost of living in California is enough to make even a successful entrepreneur weep. And it's not just housing, though good luck finding an apartment for less than the cost of a small island in most cities. Everything is more expensive in California. Groceries, gas, a cup of coffee, it all adds up. Plus, let's not forget about the ever-present threat of natural disasters. Earthquakes, wildfires, mudslides. It's a lot to add to your insurance premiums, let alone the emotional toll. New York City, the city that never sleeps, and also the city where you can't afford to rent an apartment. Seriously, the rent prices in New York are enough to make you want to live in a cardboard box. Except you can't afford a cardboard box in New York City. And don't even get me started on the taxes. State taxes, city taxes, sales taxes. You'll be paying your fair share and then a whole lot more. But hey, at least you'll have great pizza, right? Illinois, specifically Chicago, often gets touted for its affordability compared to the coastal giants. But don't let that fool you. Illinois has its own set of challenges. For starters, the state has struggled with economic instability for years, leading to high unemployment rates and a shrinking job market. And then there's the crime rate. Chicago, in particular, has made headlines for its violence, making it a less than ideal place to raise a family. Chapter 4. The Garden State, more like the wallet-draining state New Jersey. New Jersey. Home to great diners, Bruce Springsteen, and some of the highest property taxes in the nation. Seriously, if you thought owning a home was part of the American dream, New Jersey might make you reconsider. It's not just the property taxes, though. Everything in New Jersey seems to come with a hefty price tag, from gas to groceries to those delicious Taylor ham, egg and cheese sandwiches. Plus, let's not forget about the traffic. If you're planning on commuting into New York City, be prepared to spend hours of your life stuck on the George Washington Bridge. Chapter 5. Louisiana, land of charm, lacking in resources. Louisiana, known for its vibrant culture, delicious food, and, unfortunately, some pretty serious problems. The state consistently ranks low in healthcare and education. Two pretty important factors to consider when you're thinking about putting down roots. And then there's the issue of natural disasters. Hurricanes are a constant threat, and the state is still recovering from the devastation of Hurricane Katrina. Chapter 6. Mississippi, a state struggling to rise. Mississippi often finds itself at the bottom of national rankings, and for good reason. The state has the highest poverty rate in the nation, and the lack of economic opportunities makes it difficult for residents to get ahead. The education system is also severely underfunded, which perpetuates the cycle of poverty. It's a beautiful state with a rich history and culture, but unfortunately the economic realities make it a difficult place to thrive. Chapter 7. West Virginia, Mountains of Beauty, Valley of Economic Despair. West Virginia is a state of stunning natural beauty, rolling mountains, pristine rivers. It's truly a sight to behold, but beneath that beauty lies a harsh reality. West Virginia is struggling. The state has been hit hard by the decline of the coal industry, leaving many residents without jobs and without hope. The population is dwindling as young people leave in search of better opportunities, leaving behind an aging population and a shrinking tax base. Chapter 8. Alaska, not so great if you like sunshine and human interaction. Alaska, the last frontier, land of rugged individualism, breathtaking landscapes, and 6 months of darkness. Seriously, if you're not a fan of winter, Alaska is probably not the place for you. And it's not just the darkness. Alaska is incredibly isolated, which can make it difficult to stay connected with loved ones. Plus, the cost of living is sky high, thanks in part to the cost of shipping goods to such a remote location. Chapter 9. New Mexico, Breaking Bad in more ways than one. New Mexico is a state of stark beauty and rich culture, but it's also a state grappling with some serious issues. The crime rate in New Mexico is among the highest in the nation, making it a dangerous place to live, especially in certain areas. On top of that, the state's infrastructure is lacking, with poor roads and limited access to healthcare in many rural communities. Chapter 10. Alabama, sweet home, if you can afford it. Alabama, with its southern hospitality and charming drawl, might seem like an idyllic place to settle down. But don't be fooled by the charm. Alabama consistently ranks near the bottom in healthcare, with high rates of uninsured residents and limited access to quality care. And while the cost of living might seem low at first glance, wages are also incredibly low, making it difficult to make ends meet. Arkansas, land of opportunity, more like land of missed potential. Arkansas is a state of contrasts. Beautiful natural scenery clashes with the harsh realities of poverty and lack of opportunity. The state has one of the highest poverty rates in the nation, and the education system is consistently ranked among the worst. This toxic combination makes it difficult for Arkansas to attract new businesses and investment, leaving many residents trapped in a cycle of poverty. Kentucky, more than just horses and bourbon, unfortunately. Kentucky, home to the Kentucky Derby, bourbon distilleries, and some of the worst health outcomes in the nation. Kentucky consistently ranks near the bottom in terms of healthcare, with high rates of obesity, heart disease, and cancer. The state is also struggling economically, with high unemployment and a shrinking middle class. Oklahoma might tempt you with its affordable housing and wide open spaces, but don't let the low cost of living fool you. Oklahoma struggles with high crime rates, particularly in urban areas, and the state's public services, from education to healthcare, are severely underfunded. So while you might save money on housing, you might end up paying the price in other ways. South Carolina, with its beautiful beaches and charming southern cities, might seem like a dream come true. But if you're not a fan of humidity, you might want to reconsider. The humidity in South Carolina can be brutal, especially during the summer months. Think swampy, sticky, can't escape the heat kind of humidity. And if that's not enough to deter you, the state also has a pretty mediocre healthcare system. Tennessee is known for its musical heritage, beautiful mountains, and high crime rates, particularly in Memphis. The state also struggles with low wages, making it tough to make ends meet, even if the cost of living is relatively affordable. And while Nashville might be booming, much of the rest of the state is struggling to keep up. Missouri, the show-me state. But when it comes to quality of life indicators, Missouri might not have much to show. The state has struggled with economic instability, and St. Louis in particular has been plagued by high crime rates. Add to that a mediocre education system and a lackluster healthcare system, and you've got a recipe for a less than ideal place to live. Chapter 17. Nevada, high rollers and high costs. Nevada, with its glittering casinos and desert landscapes, might seem like a land of opportunity, but if you're not careful, you might end up gambling away your savings. The cost of living in Nevada, particularly in Las Vegas, is surprisingly high. And the state is facing a major water crisis, which is only going to get worse as the climate changes. Plus, let's be honest, the allure of the Las Vegas Strip can wear thin pretty quickly. Chapter 18. Arizona, land of sunshine, cacti, and scorching heat. Seriously, if you're not a fan of triple-digit temperatures, Arizona might not be the place for you. And it's not just the heat. Arizona is in the midst of a major drought, which has led to water restrictions and concerns about the state's long-term water supply. Plus, let's not forget about the dust storms. They might not be as dramatic as a hurricane, but they can be pretty unpleasant. Chapter 19, Florida, the Sunshine State. Home to beautiful beaches, Disney World, and hurricanes. Lots and lots of hurricanes. If you're thinking about moving to Florida, you need to be prepared for the very real threat of hurricane season. Evacuations, property damage, insurance nightmares, it's a lot to deal with. Plus, the cost of living in Florida, particularly in coastal areas, is high, thanks in part to the influx of retirees and tourists. Chapter 20, Texas, the Lone Star State. Known for its barbecue, its wide-open spaces, and its extreme weather. From scorching summers to unpredictable tornadoes, Texas will keep you on your toes. And don't even get me started on the property taxes. They're some of the highest in the nation, which can make owning a home in Texas a pricey proposition. Plus, the state's infrastructure is struggling to keep up with its rapid population growth, leading to traffic congestion and strained public services. So there you have it, the top 20 states you might regret moving to in 2025. Now, I know this might seem like a lot of doom and gloom, but the truth is every state has its pros and cons. The key is to do your research, weigh your priorities, and choose a place that aligns with your values and your vision for the future. So before you pack your bags, make sure to consider these factors, stay informed, and choose wisely. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful videos.